Well, hello, everyone. I'm Tia Knapp, and I have with me.
Dr. Michael Gross. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited. It's some information I wanted to share. This is really a special little holiday, or any holiday that appears up. We'll call your birth a holiday, anything you want to call a holiday, but it's really important. I know TU is going to be busy putting in information on the chat end of it, so thank you, TU. And
Oh,
see
hold on,
you.
Michael. Hold on, Michael. Don't want to be rude, but we haven't introduced you yet.
That's what I was about to say.
We must be reading each other's mind, right?
You're perfect. So go ahead.
Okay.
Introduce me. Hey, you.
You see this guy over here? Like Michael said, we have a beautiful message for you, and I'm just going to quickly go through this intro so that all of you know exactly who this incredible Dr. Michael Gross really is. He's an author, professional keynote speaker, transformational coach, and an entrepreneur. For more than 3 decades, he's been on a spiritual path as an intuitive, a healer, a spiritual counselor, and an incredible teacher. Through the guidance of spirit, Michael has assisted others in their personal quest for self-empowerment, helping them to create the lives that they have long sought and to bring forth their intuitive abilities. Michael currently teaches classes in spirituality, self-empowerment, Reiki, and other modalities. In concert with God, the true source, he has also achieved great success and miraculous healings. However, Michael remains humble, knowing that the work that he does all comes from God, the true source. He currently lives in Lakewood, Washington, and I am honored to have him here with me today to send this beautiful message to you. So, thank you very much, Michael, and I appreciate everybody's time as well as yours, Michael. I'm going to mute myself out and put in your contact info.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. There's so many things I'd like to share with you, and there's something very important for you to understand. And then understanding that is that you've heard your expression, you're a multidimensional being. I don't know if you ever heard that expression, but some of you have. So you're physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetic, vibrations, a whole plethora of things. But whatever you are, which you are all those things physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, vibrational frequency, even have a color around you. Would like all of you to understand that in this physical body, which one of my students called affordable housing, so it allows us with this affordable housing to experience life, experience the sun, the rain, the hot, the cold, the flowers, and experiencing joy, happiness, challenges, sadness, anger, frustration. Through all these things that's going on in our life, we're learning something new. And everything happens for a purpose in our life. And the title of this is that universe in you. What if I were to tell you that within your cellular structure is a blueprint of the whole universe? And you're probably, well, I don't look like stars. I don't look like the sun. I don't look like this. No, you don't. What is your essence? Your essence has to do with your energy, and you're all energy. And as you know, we're protons, electrons, particles, molecules, neutrinos, mitochondria, subatomic structure, so on and so forth. And as you know by now, if you've been listening to me, I call it the soup mix. But this soup mix, this energy that you are, has a frequency, a color, a vibration, even a sound. You ever heard of heaven sound? Maybe some of you have. So I would call, as I call it, the true source, has a vibration, a color, a frequency, and a sound. You have a sound. It's a melodic sound. The true source's energy is melodic. It's love, peaceful, it's joyous, it's happy. And you have a color, not whatever your skin color is. And the color you have around you is a very subtle but beautiful, soft, relaxing tone. The color has an energy around it that makes you feel loving and joyful and beautiful. And that's how we identify each other because there are trillions of shades of blue. I know some of you may challenge me that, but there are. and pink and green and so on and so forth. That's how, when we're out of our physical body and we're in our quote light body, our spiritual body, that's how we recognize one another. Understanding that within you, when we talk of mental, physically, and mentally, spiritually, vibrational frequency, sound, that's what the universe is made out of. And all those beautiful ingredients is producing your body, your moment, this time in your life. Think of it as baking a cake. So you have a cake, then you need flour, then you need some, I don't know, oil or butter or something. Then you need some yeast. Then you need some flavoring. And then you need to allow it to rise, or depending upon the cake you're making, and you need to have water and eggs and all the ingredients. Then you put it in the oven, and the vibrations and energies are raised because there's heat, and this comes out a beautiful cake. But it has lots of ingredients in it, and even the flour has a lot of ingredients. And you go, how can the flour have ingredients? Think about it. It's a seed, little seed. Put it in the ground. What happens in the ground? It fertilizes it, nurtures it, and it has energy to it, so that seed can grow. And then it's nourished by the sun and the rain, and also by the energy within the earth. That's you. Not only you, the seed, you're the cake. You're the finished product. And when you're through, you go back to being that little seed, back to being the soul. And if you look at a wheat flour, the stalk grows. And I'd like you to think about that stalk as the true source. And as it's growing and growing, little seeds fall off. And that's you, your soul. So that seed is a replica of that stalk, that plant, that wheat plant. Your vibrations, frequencies, and energies is a replica of the universe and the true source. Therefore, the DNA of that seed, of that stalk of wheat, your energy, your form, your frequencies, all that makes up you is also your DNA of the true source. Now, we know the true source doesn't have a DNA, but this is an example for every one of you to understand. And as the stalk grows, and as the seeds begin to develop, think about that seed, it comes off. And then you put it in the ground and you fertilize it, nurture it with water and sun, and you let it grow. But it is a sample. It has the same DNA, same things that created the original stalk of flour, of wheat. You are that seed, which is the same as the true source. You wait a minute. How can that be? That's blasphemous. Aren't you the child of your parents? Don't you have their DNA? Aren't you part of your parents and grandparents and great grandparents and great great grandparents and on and on and on and on through all your ancestors? So you're part of all your ancestors, and you are part of the true source. So, what are the limitations that you have in life? Well, in your physical body, you have certain limitations. Or do you? You're not going to walk out in your bathing suit when it's 40 below because you might die or freeze to death. Might you? What does might mean? Well, it means maybe. Or walking in the rain and getting wet and maybe coming down with a cold or pneumonia. Or maybe burning yourself or injuring yourself. All those things this physical body is able to experience, because that's why you're here. You're supposed to experience everything you so desire. But even more so, you have that innate ability. What does innate mean? Built in, automatic, or perhaps it means unlimited ability, the gift to accomplish anything you so desire in life. If you stop to think, and as I call the true source, what are the limitations of the true source? Gee, I can't think of any. So why do we have limitations? Well, some of the limitations is in the physical body, and it slows down travel. Means you have to walk or run somewhere, or you can take a jet plane, or maybe you can meditate and leave your body and travel throughout the universe or anywhere in this world or this planet. You all heard of people who had visions or thoughts where they were all over the planet. Therefore, the limitations that is expressed, which becomes part of your energy, frequency, vibration, and color, limits you, or does it? Trying to raise questions and get you out of the thinking of what we call the analytical, logical, or I call analogical thinking. The only limitations you have in life is what you create, what you believe is a limitation. We've all heard of the Buddhist monks who'll go out there in their loincloth, cold weather, and sit in an ice cube or a piece of ice and melt it, and they don't shiver or get cold. We've seen them take a seed and put their hand around it, and after a few minutes, something grows out of the seed. You've heard about that. Then you heard about basic things, like people that do the fire walks. They walk on hot rocks that are hot, red hot, and they don't burn themselves. Why? It all has to do with your belief system and your limitations. As you know, we have to be sophisticated, so we'll use the word branding. My branding is you are unlimited. What if you truly embrace that? What do you think your life would be? And as you're listening to this, put in the comments, what do you think it would be? And then if you say it's impossible, there's an old acronym. Argue for your limitations and you own them. And it's not original. Many of you have heard this. And then you've heard you're a spiritual being having a human experience. We've all heard that. But you are. But what are your limitations? Up here. What are your limitations? In here. What is the unlimited possibilities? Everything. Everything. Change your thinking, your mind. I know Tia would like to say something. But one moment. Remember, what you think you create, what you create, you experience. Wake up. Now what do you desire to do? Go ahead, Tia.
Talking about your limitations, can you expand a little bit on how we acquire these limitations? Because for me, until I started working with you, I thought that I was doing okay considering my colorful past. And I thought that I was actually not a prisoner anymore in the toxic relationships and whatnot. So can you clarify a little bit more about how we actually have our limitations and how we can move forward through them? Please.
Thank you for asking the questions. I talked about once hate, fear, anxiety, prejudice. It's learned. You innately are not that way when you're born. You don't have those feelings or emotions, but you learn them from family, friends, relatives, even religions. All your limitations you have learned through school, education, family, friends, relatives, maybe reading a book, maybe what someone says, even religiosity. Those are the limitations. What if you said to yourself, all these little challenges, because I like that word rather than obstacles, those challenges can be overcome. It's just for me to learn something new. And that's what's so important. I go back to Thomas Alva Edison, and the numbers differ, but the last one I read, his friend said you tried 1,012 times to invent the electric light bulb, and you succeeded on 1,013 times. And he said, I didn't fail 1,012. I learned what worked and didn't work. Very interesting. Look at all the knowledge Thomas Edison gained through all the experiments. Look at all the knowledge you've gained for the number of years of your age. You've learned how to overcome situations. You learned how to back away. You've cried. You screamed. You yelled. You cursed. You felt love. You felt loss. You felt joy. You felt happiness. And some of you try to control everything in your life. Uh-oh. You know what happens to controllers? They try to control everything because they're fearful of an outcome. And you know what happens? It bites them in the tush. Sooner or later, it's going to bite them. And they go, how'd that happen? Why did that happen? Well, of course it happened. Because you're trying to control what you're supposed to experience in your life. Look at the knowledge you had. A friend of mine did some research on nursing homes and asked what was the greatest regret. And they said they didn't follow their soul urge or do what they wanted to do. They almost had that martyr. Well, we all know what happened to all martyrs. They were all killed. Not that they didn't do good work. What I'd like you to all understand is that if you're part of the universe and the universe is part of you, there are no limitations. I always bring these two items up, but I'm going to bring it up again. The oxymoron is you take 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. They're gases. They produce water. What? How 2 gases produce water? I had someone try to explain it to me. When science can't figure out something, they'll make up some kind of invention of thoughts. And then sodium. Well, it's a mineral. And you know what happens is soft. You throw it in water, I read it explodes, turns into fire. And chlorine, chloride, poison gas, it's a liquid like chlorine, chlorine. And they use it in World War I to gas people. Clorox, we know what that does, disinfects. But you put this flammable piece together with this Clorox that can kill you, and you get salt. Salt's pretty tasty. We need salt in our bodies to some extent. That's an oxymoron. How many times have you gone against the status quo and really learned something new, gained new knowledge, which led to another, which led to another, which led to another, and you ended up being successful? There are so many beautiful souls that try something once. Nope, it's not going to work. Can't do it. It's not going to work. Well, if Thomas Edison said that, we wouldn't have electricity in the terms of electric lights. Look at all the things we got from electricity. You have lights, you can heat, you can cook with it, you can use it to power batteries, you can actually create fires, you can do all kinds of things. And I always go back to what you think you create, what you create, you experience. But there's another one that I really like from Henry Ford, and that is whether you think you can, whether you think you can't. You're right. Oh, wait a minute. Did I set up a limitation? Did I set up a block? Did I set up a false belief system? Uh-huh. In the turn of the century, when we started from 1899 to 1900, you know what the greatest fear was? Our population is growing. Oh my goodness, are we going to have enough horses for all the population? So what happened? Had horses. Then they got cars. Then they got airplanes and motorcycles, and on and on and on. Somebody said, there's a solution to every challenge. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to figure it out. And that solution worked out well. And when they had movies, they looked like the old movies. There were photographs going very fast. And all of a sudden they had the talkies, which we had sound. And it was black and white. And said, well, I think I'd like to try something different. And then we got color. And then natural color. And then I guess the TV set was developed in the 40s, I read. It didn't become prevalent till the 50s. And they were as big as a house, really big and thick. And DuPont was one of the companies, by the way, that came out with the television. And they didn't keep up with times and disappeared. And DuPont isn't even a word. RCA was big, and now we got Hisense and Panasonic, and we got all these different ones. And then when I was a kid, used to watch Dick Tracy and have this watch, calling car 27, calling car 27. And they actually came out with a wristwatch that was like a telephone. Someone said, I don't have any limitations. The universe knows no limitations. Everything and anything is possible. It just needs to be put together and created. That's so important for you to understand that. What is even more important for you to understand is that because there is a blueprint of the universe in you, you are part of the universe. And therefore, when you work as a team with what I call the true source and your guides and angels and your soul, you can achieve anything, be anything, and create anything. Roger Bannister, I don't remember the year, he broke the 4-minute mile. He said it was impossible to do that. And he was from Britain and he broke it. Now today, common to break the 4-minute mile. Once something is achieved, then everything becomes possible. Look at what a miracle you are. Your energy, frequency, vibrations, your multi-dimensional bodies. It's a blueprint of the universe. And that means you are part of everything and everything is part of you. What do you mean by that, Michael? Well, think about it. In the Old Testament, it said we're made in the image of God. Jesus Christ said the kingdom of heaven is within. Ding, 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 ding. We're all part of that stalk that I talk of wheat, which is the true source. We are the seeds of the true source. Every one of you. And we call that the soul. I would like you to think about everything I've shared with you and realize that anything and everything is possible and limited only by your doubts, your fears, and blocks. What's happening in the world right now? Oh my gosh, there's so much presence, so much chaos, so much anger, so much frustration, so much insecurity, so much hate. What is all this for? There's a force out there that's trying to take away your power and try to make you separate and create chaos. It's only you can succumb to it, or only you can succeed and overcome it. Just like Roger Bannister breaking the 4-minute mile. Just like Henry Ford. He went bankrupt several times before he came out with a car that everybody could afford. Just like the Wright brothers who said, we're going to create something that can fly. And they didn't fly very far. But once they succeeded in doing it, it grew and grew into what we have now. You are growing and keep on growing and becoming the wonderful, beautiful soul that you are. That you are unlimited. That the possibilities are unlimited. That your achievements are unlimited. And that your dreams are unlimited. All that is so. And once you adopt that, once you believe it, once you accept it, the whole world lies at your feet to create love and joy and happiness in your life, whatever that is. Maybe it's I love cheesecake. That brings me love and joy and happiness in my life. Maybe it's a hot fudge sundae. That brings love and joy in my life. Maybe it's talking to all of you that bring love, joy in my life, because it is. My message to you for this holiday is to remove the veil of fear and doubt, of unworthiness, lack of self-love, self-esteem, and take a hot shower, become renewed, and know that everything and everything is possibility. And that possibility is a journey. And that journey is creative. And that creative is your epitaph to what you've done and accomplished in your life. So I'd like to thank all of you for listening to this message. And there's some things I'd like to share with you. And if you're enjoying this message on YouTube or Facebook, please push the button subscribe. Share this with others so they can become empowered, so they can have a joy and love and happiness in their life. And I'd like to tell all of you that every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, I have a little program. It's called Soul Awakening. You ask any questions about spirituality. Hopefully I can answer that. Anything. And then I deliver a 10-minute message. So join me, 6:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Pacific time each Tuesday. To access that information, Tia would be so kind to tell them how they can do this. I'm going to reach over and get a book, so go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to share that in a minute, Michael. I just want to thank you for the powerful message. If we just all take a moment every day and think about our gratitudes and share love, we can change a lot of things in this world, just like what you're saying, Michael. We have to believe in ourselves to carry that message. So definitely, I encourage everybody to listen. Bring your questions to Michael, his Tuesday call. The number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. I have fun with that.
One more time for that number. It's 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound.
Okay, wait. The lights are blinking over here.
And
all right.
Using that same code, the second Saturday of every month, it's really dear to my heart, we do a mass consciousness healing. And in order to achieve this, we start at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01, which is 1 hour and 6 minutes. And I follow pretty closely. Sometimes we run about 2 or 3 minutes over. So the first 5 minutes I talk, we share, and then we go into a deep meditation in silence. So if you join us and we're quiet, just know that we're doing a wonderful energy. We're bringing the love of the true source to everyone on this planet and everything and anything, the animal, mineral, vegetable kingdom of Mother Earth. So spread the words and enjoy us. And the telephone number and access code is the same. So would you please share that?
Absolutely. 202-926-1059. And the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Exactly the same as Tuesday evening. And then I have what I call the recordings. I call it the replay. So there are 308 or 9 messages. Starts with number 3. And you're stuck in the car. You're bored. You're angry. You're upset. Get your phone and type in this number, or if you have speech recognition, call this number. And would you give them that number?
Absolutely. It's 434-300-4170. And the access code?
125-446-pound. Would you do it one more time, please?
Okay. It's 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Now it's going to ask you what number you would like to listen to. Get out of the analytical logical mind. Starts from number 3 to 308, I believe. Choose any number. Well, you're going to say, how do I know it's the right number? I can't tell you how many messages or phone calls. Michael, I picked number 137. I didn't know what it was, just what I needed to hear, except for 2 or 3, which run about 15 or 18 minutes. 99.9% are about 10 to 11 minutes long. I encourage you, listen to it. It's motivating. It is the voice of my voice, but is the energy of the true source, creating love and joy and harmony in your life and empowerment. So I encourage all of you to do so. And I also want to offer a complimentary 20-minute consultation, probably be closer to a half an hour. And any questions you have, any way I can help you, it would be my love and joy to do this. Because my mission and goal is help you to reconnect with the true source, to manifest your spiritual missions and goals. Everyone, I want to thank you for joining us. And I'd like to bring something else up, and that is these books. This is a book written by Tiu, and it's called Healing the Souls, Healing the Holes in Your Soul. Really healing your soul as well. The holes in your soul represent the trials and tribulations. River represents the healing, and like the mythological phoenix rising from the ashes, this is what this beautiful woman has done. It's a story of inspiration. It's a story of trials and tribulations, and it's a story of overcoming them. And now being able, through this book, to help others who faced the trials and tribulations she faced. It's a must read. I encourage all of you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Michael. Let's start with this book. This is the Spiritual Primer, written by the amazing Dr. Michael Gross. This is his second edition with some extras in it. And I highly encourage this book, because if it wasn't for this book and that incredible gentleman sitting over there, the book he's holding wouldn't even be in existence. He has taught me so much, and he's taught me how to listen to my inner voice. You know, that's where everything is, just like what Michael's talking about. We are unlimited. Every single one of us is. But it begins with believing in ourselves, and believing is sometimes a very huge challenge. But I am so blessed to be part of your life, and I'm so grateful I got my hands on this book. And I've been working with you now for over 4 years, and I wouldn't change a thing, because everything has totally changed my life. So thank you, Michael. What a beautiful gift that you have given me, and that you have offered to everyone else that's listening to this, because our souls, our lives, we all truly need a leader like you.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. I would like all of you to know we talk about our books because the written word will stay with you. You hear us talk, but when you pick up these books, you're going to refer to it over and over again. Our purpose of the book is to enlighten and empower you and help you create a beautiful life, not to sell books, but to share the knowledge. I want to thank all of you. I want you to know I appreciate all of you. I want you to know that as you hear us talk, remember that you are unlimited. Everyone, I wish you happy holidays. I wish you joy. I wish you success. I wish you love most of all. Everyone, be well. Stay safe, because you are unlimited. Namaste.
Namaste. We all wish you peace.
Take care, everyone. We love you. Mwah.